That's what you call hardcore. Now Sharon, you know the score. Come and sort it out. That's what you call hardcore. Now Sharon, you know the score. Come and sort it out.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Sorry I'm late. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I got busy. I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. How are we doing? It's a late night. It's a late night. It's all my East Coasters. I'm sorry. I'm here. Bit of a problem. Little bit of a problem. Part of the reason I started organizing so much is because I go, shit, where's Midnight Sun? That's the problem. Can't find it. So, I have an idea. Bear with me. I'm very intrigued in this book. I'm very intrigued. So, hypothetically, if we can read a chapter from this, I kind of think it would be fun to do, let's aim to try to do it every week. Maybe do like a late night stream every week. Read a chapter and kind of talk about it a little bit. I know it's not Midnight Sun, and I know it's not what you guys are looking for with the backwards hat and the flannel vibe, but it's the best I got. So hopefully we can do that. I think it would be fun. I'm very intrigued in this. So it's not a long book at all, really. It's about... I also kind of want to make this a challenge for myself, because I couldn't tell you the last time I read a full fucking book. It's only 263 pages. What do we think? Yes or no? Are we cool with that? Yes? Is that okay? Now, if you guys can't stick around and watch the full stream, there is the VOD. I will turn music off so that we don't get interrupted by that. Getting muted in the VOD. Dude, but I dialed my room in a little bit. I know from y'all's perspective, it really doesn't look like it. But I changed my setup. I really cleaned up my setup. Like, I did a deep clean on my desk. Managed all the cables. Got the TV sorted out. Let's see if it'll work. Maybe I can show you guys. If we do something like this. Now, do you see this crate right here? That's one crate of 1, 2, and then the 2 suitcases of all the fan mail stuff. So ignore that for now until I figure out where I'm gonna put it. But that's my what I look at nighttime now. Kind of a vibe, right? Kind of a vibe. Just trying to make things a little cozier for me. I woke up today. Let's talk about something real quick, because I gotta get into the flow of this before I hop into the book. If I'm off a little bit, or if I seem weird kind of reading this book, I had a really fucking crazy dream. I haven't had one of these in a while. But I literally woke up like fucking bawling my eyes out. It was like a very intense, realistic dream. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Tried saving my dad, couldn't. Him crying, I cry, wake up. So I'm in a weird mood. It's been fucking with me all day. I'm not even messing around. But I'm used to that. My dreams are rather intense sometimes, and I was due for one. I think I was anticipating it last night too. I had like just weird anxiety before going to bed, certain thoughts. And finally, when I forced myself to go to sleep, long behold. So I apologize if I'm a little off. But yeah. I haven't had one of those in a while. Like, woke up sweaty, literally couldn't stop crying. It was so weird. Haven't had one in a while. But we're good. Drinking cat piss. Just kidding. It's green tea. What song is that from? In the coop smoking cat piss, right? Isn't it something like that? I mean, something like that. Wow, it's fucking cold in here. Oh, I love this song. We're going to leave it on for a second. Let's talk for a second. Yeah. Ski Mask. That's right. Thank you. It was a Ski Mask song. Thank you. Was it a full moon? The moon can alter. I don't think it was a full moon. Last time I saw the moon, it was, I think it was a half moon. A big ass blister. That sucks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to bring. I saw a clip from the last room, and I'm trying to bring that vibe back. I think a little bit. So I brought the sun lamp back. If you guys didn't notice. What do you think? Kind of vibe. Is it 12 or 11? I think it's, yeah, it's 11. How was the pizza? I didn't get a slice. I didn't get one. Vultures. Literally vultures. You're wearing exactly what we asked for. I know, but I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm definitely wearing like, you know when you lie, you don't lie, but like you wear like half outfit. I'm not in my underwear, but I am in like, I'm not in jeans. I'm in fucking, I'm in my aloe sweats, bitch. These things are comfy. So, the full static isn't there, but I put on what you guys said. So, I was thinking about going buying another hat too, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear this one. Show off my big ass forehead. Anchorman, literally. I'm telling you. You say it, I read it. Shirt off? It's a bad day? No. This is what you asked for. Should have been more specific. It's also fucking freezing in here. Did you read subs off yet? No, I haven't. I'm trying to get into my flow first. I'm sorry. I will get to them. I will get to them. Thanks for calling me out, though. That's a W. Grab a hoodie. I might just put a blanket on. I might grab a blanket. I don't want to put a hoodie on. Do you know about gray sweatpants? Is that like a song? No. Are you excited for Vegas? No. Not really. Checked my fucking bank account this morning. It's looking gnarly. I gotta stop, dude. I gotta stop going to Vegas, dude. I'm not spending $1, dude. Fuck that. Fuck that. It'll still be fun though. Yeah. No, we'll have fun. It's just like I said, it's not gonna be a fucking crazy Vegas trip. Went to we did just fine on the ADC one. Just fine. Just fine. Gray sweatpants are to women what push-up bras are to men. Are you serious? Why? Why? What's in Vegas this time? Kind of family trip, and then going to see a concert. There's no way you don't know this. I'm sorry. I didn't know that gray sweatpants is the equivalent to wearing. Oh, I see, Bethany. Okay. Okay. Well, unfortunately for you, I don't even know why I'm trying to explain that. There's not going to be any of that because I am wearing my compression underwear. Sorry. Anyways, let's go to subs. All right. Ace Foxcraft with the resub. Ping Punk with the resub. Z's. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. 2218 with the 5 gifted. Just Jessica with the 5 gifted. Amber with the 5 gifted. Isabel with the 5 Isabel with the gifted. Christine with the 5 gifted. Hey, Jamie Lee with the 5 gifted. Wow with the 5 gifted. Shenanigans with the 5 gifted. Robin with the 20 gifted. Chris with the 50 gifted. 2218 back again with the 15 gifted. Wow with the 5 gifted. PNW on Fanny with the 10 gifted. Alaska with the 10 gifted. Beautiful state. Nino with the resub. Welcome back. My fucking literally like, I think that's my number one bully is Nino. Joe with the resub. Kathy with the resub. Erlyn with the resub. It's Anto with the 5 gifted. W gifters chat. W gifters helping you guys out with those ads. We're all way too comfortable with each other. I think that's probably because I'm extremely vulnerable online. And, you know, as far as filters goes, mine's got a few fucking holes in it. It's probably due to get replaced. All right, since Base Cannon came on, we're going to fucking chill out. Why? What did I say? I see a pause in chat. What did I say? I didn't say nothing. Y'all are gaslighting me. It was very rude, if anything. All right, do we have to read the author's note? Does that seem necessary? What are we reading? Oh, all right. Well, for everyone that's just joining, I unfortunately cannot find Midnight Sun. I'm sure somewhere, fucking who knows where. Unfortunately. All right, I gotta turn this up. Hold on. I'm gonna replay that because this is cranked. Well, let's just turn off the music for now, actually. Let's see what that sounds like.
Black heart emoji, white heart emoji,
That's better.
black heart emoji, tipped $50.
You lost it? I didn't say I lost it. I said I can't find it right now. Lost is accepting that. I'm not accepting that. Okay. Is everyone good? Do we need to take a gym break? Does anyone need popcorn? Does everyone have their blankets ready? Again, please be easy on me. I will try my best. I definitely had a lot on my mind today. I'll give everyone like. Actually, we'll start at 11:15. We'll chill for another 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. You know what's a problem when I open up the fucking fridge and there's 9 bottles of soju in there? That's a problem. No one resisted. Oh, you didn't say the book. I'm sorry. What the fuck is this? I couldn't find Midnight Sun, and I've been meaning to read this book. It's called Most Dope, The Extraordinary Life of Mac Miller. One of you guys sent this to me. I don't remember who. But I do think it would be kind of fun to try to get me to read maybe like a chapter a week. Let's start with that. If we think we can add more or we need to take away less, then we'll go from there. But yeah, read a chapter a night. Every so often we'll do a late night stream. Do you want me to turn off TTS? I can. I don't want to cry. I don't think we'll cry on the first chapter. I don't think we'll cry yet. I will turn off music. I'm just giving it a couple more minutes. The return of late night streams. Yeah, I mean, like, it sucks because I would do more, but unfortunately, I definitely receive less viewers. So that's definitely helpful to have is more viewers. But like I said, like if there's an opportunity during the week for me to do a late night, like I've honestly even considered doing it Sundays after practice, because I get home sometimes and I still have like a lot of energy. Yes, Aiden. Yeah. What? You knocked once, that's all it needs. On live. What's up? Alright, you're pushing me. Okay.
Yo, what's up, chat?
What's up, dude? What do you want?
Nothing. Sure.
Why do you want to bother me right now?
I'm not bothering you.
What are you doing?
I'm just hanging out.
Okay.
I'm playing Minecraft.
Alright, I'm about to read a book. See?
Yeah.
You're popping a piece of gum in? What the fuck, dude? Bro's already stemmed. Yep. Dude, like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? Like, god damn it, man.
Dude, what's wrong?
Nothing, you just threw your gum wrapper into my fucking drink. So why'd you throw at it? It is okay when you go get me another one. Please.
Thank you.
I'm not fucking... Dude, you're lucky you got a please. Holy fuck, dude.
What do you mean? Let me see.
I had the door locked for a reason.
Why is it locked?
Because this is story time. It's quiet time.
Why did you start doing that?
I'm just tonight. Just tonight. Trying something. Can't really fucking do it yet. Can't be quiet time with you in the fucking room. You can't get mad at me for getting mad at you. It's, oh my. I have a fucking headache. After I just hit my head with the fucking book. Stop picking your nose. Who's picking their fucking nose? Nina. You make shit fucking worse, dude. Oh my god. I know. I can't start reading it because he's gonna bring me it back and then he's gonna do more. So we have to wait. Where's? I don't. You don't make shit worse.
What was in here?
Green tea.
Which one?
What do you mean? Which one? The Arizona green tea.
The one at the bottom?
Yeah, the cans.
Oh, okay.
I did eat today. I had Chinese food, and I'm gonna have more of it after because Chinese food is better when you reheat it. I swear. Can you buy me a flag of Michael B. Jordan? Why do you want me to buy you a flag of Michael B. Jordan?
Okay.
Okay, thanks, dude.
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah. Anyone hear Jeopardy music?
Can you
Dude,
try
are you
taste it?
fucking... Dude, please.
Tell me
Please.
what you think. This is from 2023. You like it?
Oh, shit.
You like it?
Yeah, it's good.
You want a glass? Just
Yeah, one full glass. To the brim. Trying to get fucked up. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. Stop. That's good. That's good. Put it here.
Huh?
Yeah. Thank you. You can leave that next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Leave the bottle. Leave the can.
Oh, you don't want to. Okay.
Leave the can. I want what? What do you want me to fucking do now? You poured it.
No, I have to stand behind you and hold it until you want another one.
No, that's not how that works. Where's the bucket with ice? Oh, yeah, they carried it. Well, that's only if it's cold wine, right? Whew. Okay. That's only cold wine. Sherlock with the 5 gifted. I have a fucking pimple on my forehead. I'm trying to hide it. Lock the door, dude. I think it's going to be more disruptive if I lock the door. Right? Literally the one time I've locked the door. I literally have never done it. The only reason I did was 1, to get people out, and 2, because they just fixed it. He sensed it? No, he didn't sense it. Someone in his Discord, because I know he's streaming his gameplay on Minecraft in his Discord, told him that I'm reading a book right now. There's no fucking way. He found out. Either that or he checked because he got the notification. Those are the 2 options. There's only 2. Only 2 options there. Jay Martinez, yes. 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 Now, I wasn't going to, but now, yes. Yep. Yep. All right, ready? Lock the door. All right, fine. I'll lock the fucking door. Okay. Okay. You ready? Fuck the author's note. Don't care. Don't care. Okay, ready? Here we go. In the coop smoking cat piss. All right. This always feels so weird starting. On May 17, 2018, Mac Miller was at a bar. He was out with friends, knocking back a few drinks. To him, it may have seemed like just another day, but to the public, Mac at a bar was odd. A year earlier, he would not have been there. A year earlier, things were different. Back then, he was in a good place. He was dating one of our most famous singers in the world, Ariana Grande, and he was happy. The Divine Feminine, his 4th album, released in the fall of 2016, had been well received, and he had just performed at Coachella, a career highlight. Most importantly, though, after years of substance abuse, the part of his life was behind him. It's amazing, he said. I'm actually completely sober for the first time. This was a revelation. For much of his career, it seemed he had been under the influence of one substance or another, but he always appeared to have things under control. He did drugs, a longtime fan who got to know him socially told me. But it wasn't an addiction, it was more of a lifestyle. The lifestyle had brought him tremendous success. At the time, he had released 4 studio albums, numerous mixtapes, countless collaborations, earning him worldwide fame, millions of dollars, and a legion of die-hard fans. He had started independently with Rostrum Records, then moved to a major label, Warner Brothers, inking a $10 million deal. But success hadn't come easy. Hailing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he was a white rapper in a traditionally black genre. Respect wasn't given, it had to be earned, and it took work. Years of pounding the pavement, years of nonstop touring, and years of releasing music, all in a quest to be taken seriously. When he finally achieved... Sorry, my throat got itchy. When he finally achieved a modicum of respectability, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but fuck it, arguably around 2013, after the release of his second album, he struggled to adapt. Damn. I'm not saying I'm Mac Miller, but some of this shit's kind of resonating. Being famous used to just defeat me, he said. I wouldn't leave my house because I was worried about someone being like, oh, are you Mac Miller? And then the rest of the night, I couldn't be myself. If he was uncomfortable with fame, dating Ariana, a paparazzi magnet, was unlikely to have helped. A former Nickelodeon star, she parlayed her TV fame into pop music career, notching multiple hits along the way. Like Mac, she had passionate fan base who obsessed over her every move. I knew it. Yo. Yeah. I'm on stream though.
You got it child-proof.
I do have it child-proof. Sorry, chat. What's up?
Ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it.
You want to show it on camera?
Yeah, I'll show it on here. All right. Hasn't seen it yet. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Bang.
Dude, that's fucking sick. Yeah,
Dude,
that's
bodied
fire.
it. So fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, it looks sick. It's a great spot for it.
I know. It just like even like sitting.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah,
dude.
it's hard.
Fucking new ink, dude. About to get the fucking little horsies
Yeah.
galloping.
Are you gonna show me those two?
Huh?
You'll show me those two?
Yeah.
I bet.
Fuck yeah, and then fucking little friend.
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
fire. Are you gonna just leave it like that? Just fine line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Because this one is.
Yeah. I like how there's like 3 right there. It looks cool.
I might just like do
Powers
shit
at 3.
around it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, dude.
That's fire. You should leave that Made in Heaven fine line too. I wouldn't fill it in.
I'm not fucking it up. I love how
I
it
think
looks.
I think you keep it like
I
that.
forget how it looks, and then I wear like
You see like
shorts,
photos of
and
it?
then, and then I'm like, damn, that
No, it
shit's
shit's
sick.
fire. I really fuck with that.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Can you push the lock when you close the door though?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Why
bro.
is Aiden on nuisance right now?
Yeah, he's on bullshit.
All right.
All right. We'll give Brandon a pass. I actually like Brandon. I'm just kidding. No one read into that. You guys are going to be silly about it. You all know what I'm trying to say. Where are we at? Like Mac, she had a passionate fan base who obsessed over her every move. Their fans seemed generally supportive of their relationship, though, and the pair kept up appearances. They performed at each other's shows, were spotted on each other's social media accounts, and showed up at events. For a year and a half, things seemed to be good until, well, they weren't. On May 9th, 2018, the celebrity industrial complex was shaken up when Ariana announced via Instagram story that she and Mac had broken up. For his part, Mac remained mum, offering no public comments, but within days, Ariana was rumored to move on, dating SNL comedian Pete Davidson. By the time the 17th had rolled around, the day Mac sat at the bar, a week had gone by, a week in which gossip columns went crazy speculating about Ariana and Pete's new relationship. With the budding couple doing little to dispel the rumors, instead, they simply stirred the pot, flirting their way through their generation the way their generation did best. By liking each other's old photos on Instagram and posting pics of their matching tattoos. Had Max seen this? It was difficult to tell, though he was an extremely online person, active on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even Vine. I don't think Vine was around in 2018, but we'll let it go. When it was popping, oh, fuck. He was also prone to reading negative comments about himself online, which affected him deeply. Then again, it was also possible he hadn't seen it at all. Regardless, Mac was at the bar downing drinks. It is not clear what he drank, maybe Knob Creek, Jameson, Remy Martin, or Hennessy, all brands he was fond of. It is possible, based on information revealed later, that he had more in his system than alcohol. But as the night grew darker and the spring cold came in, as it does in LA, where the wind bites at the skin when it rolls over the Pacific, it was time to roll. The bar was not far from his house. He would later tell his longtime DJ Clockwork, that he was mad close. So close, in fact, that he saw no problem with leaving that bar with his car keys in hand and putting those keys into the ignition of a 2014 Mercedes G63 AMG, the G-Wagon, as it's colossally known, and doing something they tell you not to do when you've been drinking, let alone drinking the way Mac was known to drink. He got into the car with 2 passengers and tried to drive his drunk ass home. Around 1 a.m., he got closer to his house. He rounded a bend. Fuck, maybe we will crown the first chapter. He rounded a bend. He had come around this bend countless times before, but this time things were different. Something just told me to floor it, he said. He pressed his foot down on the gas. All 8 cylinders fired 540 horsepower of German steel booming around the corner. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Boom, into the curb. Mac crashed, the car spinning onto the other side of the road, up over the opposite curve, right into the telephone pole. The telephone pole then cracked, collapsing in a heap against some trees. Mac Miller opened the driver's side door of the G-Wagon, and out into the darkness he went. Through a fence, he dashed, escaping only to be arrested at his house hours later, charged with driving under the influence and a hit and run. After posting $15,000 bail, he was released the next day. The rapper Bun B, a friend and a mentor, called him after the accident became headline news. "I'm all right, Unc," Max said. "It was just a rough day." "If you need to talk to somebody about what's going on, Bun said. "Nah, OG, I promise I'm good," Max said. Bun took him at his word. So did other people who spoke to him. At that point, there really wasn't much more that you can do, Bun said. I know that this was a concentrated effort to help him fight his demons, trying to help him deal with what he was dealing with. And when people are fighting addiction, it's always easy to put on the public face like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm working on it. I'm addressing it. You can say everything that you want for people to hear. You think it will stop them from asking you about it, and then go right back to whatever it is that you told them that you weren't doing. The crash seemed out of character, though. Perhaps it was a sign. Just over a week after the crash, while still at work on that album that had just become Swimming, he would sit in the backyard of his house in Brentwood, staring out at the mountains, the great big sky above, and the rows of houses built. On most mornings, the scene brought him great tranquility. "Bro, what happened?" Clockwork asked him. "What happened with that accident?" Max sucked on a cigarette. He looked away, failing to make eye contact. "I don't know why I did it," he said. "I don't know what the fuck I was thinking." He took another drag. "Luckily, we hit that tree, and the tree stopped us from going down the hill." He bounced his knee against his hand. He seemed nervous now, hitting the cigarette harder and faster. "I don't know, man." Then there was a pause. Something said without saying it. Mac looked out further. "You ever feel invincible?" he said. More silence. "I just feel invincible." Okay, so that was the prologue. I'm keen to read more. Sorry. Sorry that was the prologue. I didn't notice. All right. In Point Breeze, Pittsburgh, the leafy streets are clean, the air quiet and peaceful. Stately homes dot neat, well-manicured blocks. The most visible hardship here, you'd think, is the never-ending saga of maintaining one's lawn. The neighborhood is filled with children and dogs. One resident told me everyone wants to live in Point Breeze. Some of the wealthiest people in history of the United States lived there, said Arthur Pitt, a Point Breeze native who, depending on whom you're talking to, can lay to having been one of the ones to discover Mac Miller. It fluctuates from the wealthier side. If you cross the main avenue, it's not as wealthy. It's a mix. Point Breeze is an interesting place. Indeed it is. Long before Pulitzer Prize winning after Annie Dillard's memoir about Point Breeze, An American Childhood, published in 1987, detailing her coming of age in the Pittsburgh suburb in the 1950s, wrestling with their neighborhood's complicated legacy, and long before doctors, lawyers, and politicians, today's upper middle class called it home. Point Breeze was just a bunch of trees in the midst of great unsettled wilderness. Historians trace it post-Native American history into 1758, when it was settled by Europeans. Back then, the neighborhood was neither breezy nor pointy. But there was a hotel, the Point Breeze Hotel, that stood at the center of present-day 5th and Penn Avenue. Some 100 years ago, a traveler from a distant land, perhaps New York or Philadelphia, might have been riding along in their pimped-out stagecoach. They'd be tired. A trip west could take literally months, so they'd stop, have a hearty meal, catch some Z's, 2218, then awake to the sound of bird song in the morning before continuing on their journey. In those days, the only way Point Breeze was the Greensburg Pike, a Native American trail paved in the early 19th century. At once a rustic and remote, it wasn't long after it got paved that Pittsburgh gentry discovered the area. They saw it as a refuge from the hustle and bustle of the city rapidly growing around it. Among the esteemed folks who landed in Point Breeze was Judge William Wilkins, the son of a captain in the American Revolution. Wilkins had many positions of high social importance. He was the president of the Bank of Pittsburgh, a member of the House of Representatives, a senator, a congressman, a secretary of war, even the U.S. minister to Russia. In his day, he was kind of a big deal. Wilkins liked Point Breeze, and in 1835, he built himself a grand MTV crib-style house there. This would be a mansion, a big sprawling thing fashioned in great revival style, with 4 Georgian columns fronting a stately entrance. Surrounded by 650 acres of open land, a house such as this would not do with just an address. It needed to be more than that, for it was more than that. It was a big home surrounded by woods. Wilkins dubbed it Homewood. At Homewood, Wilkins hosted important people, Daniel Webster, Henry Clay, and even the 7th Vice President of the United States, John Calhoun. I thought it was Coulihan, I'm sorry. John Calhoun. All came by the mansion to eat and chit-chat. Politics as usual. All the while, the world outside Homewood, outside of Point Breeze, was rapidly changing. America was a young century and Pittsburgh was a young city. But it was already proving to be one of the most important locations in the Union. Pittsburgh sat at the confluence of the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers, again with these names, which met and became at the Ohio River. All right, well, we could have just said that. Then flowed 981 miles southwest to Cara, Illinois, where it connected with the Mississippi. In the early 1800s, the big businesses in Pittsburgh was boats, because railroads were still in their infancy, and traveling on rivers was how people got around. To wit, it was from Pittsburgh, not St. Louis, and commonly thought that Lewis and Clark departed on their landmark 8,000-mile expedition, exploring the territories obtained by the United States from France and the Louisiana Purchase. The legendary explorers floated down the Ohio River to Missouri, and from there they went on to discover the rest of the country. Because of this, Pittsburgh in the 1800s was known as the gateway to the West. All of America was soon head in that direction. Through Pittsburgh as they would get there. But Pittsburgh also had other things working in its favor, like a wealth of natural resources. In the late 1700s, for example, large coal deposits were discovered a few miles west of Point Breeze across the Ohio River, in a neighborhood largely settled by German immigrants called Mount Washington. Coal had many uses and led to the development of a variety of industries. It could be used for fuel, and with fuel, there was a world of opportunity all around the city. Factories and foundries were being built. Iron, brass, tin, glass, textiles, furniture, booze, even oil refining, it could be made. Pittsburgh would make it. Along with the boom in industry came a boom in population. Immigrants arrived, Welsh, Scottish, German, Irish, and others. Many of them would work in the factories, while the veterans of the Revolutionary War were literally handed plots of land. As for black people, the year 1780 saw as enslavement, and this was abolished in Pennsylvania. Through it remained in another form. indentured servitude, which held back former enslaved people and children of enslaved people from taking it in the great Pittsburgh land. Part grabbed. Perhaps the most famous of the Pittsburgh strivers was Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie was born in Scotland, but early in his life, after his parents had fallen on hard times, they borrowed money and in 1848 with Andrew to Pennsylvania. They took up residence in Slabtown, a noisy, overcrowded immigrant community that came with only the finest accoutrements. No natural gas, no water, no streets that remained cloaked in the darkness at night, and where at all times of the day one would encounter wild hogs and dogs roaming free. Sorry, my mouth got a little dry there. There was also a little concern for the conditions the factories created. The smoke fermented and penetrated everything, Carnegie wrote. If you washed your face and hands, they were as dirty as ever in an hour. The soot gathered in the hair and irritated the skin, and for time, life was more or less miserable. Carnegie Hall. Sorry if I'm messing some of these names and words up. I'm not the best reader. Carnegie was not overly educated, having ended his studies around the time he immigrated, but was industrious and hardworking. As a youth, he worked in a cotton factory and then got a job as a messenger. It was through this job that he met Thomas A. Scott, president of Pennsylvania Railroad, who took him on as secretary, paying him $35 a month. It was, $35 a month? God damn. It was at this job, now with more money, that he began investing, taking up interest in coal, iron, and oil. When the Civil War broke out, demand increased for iron, helping Carnegie turn his profits. When the war finally ended, he turned his interest to iron almost exclusively, resigning from the Pennsylvania Railroad to start the Keystone Bridge Company in 1865, making a small fortune in contracts to build iron bridges in place of the more common wooden ones. But by then, Carnegie had already moved up in the world, living with his family, far from the grime and pollution that hung like a thick cloud over the city, in a house on Homewood Street, just a stone throws away from Judge William Wilkins, which he purchased in 1862. When are we going to start talking about Mac Miller? What the fuck is going on? In his early 30s, having made enough money to no longer be poor, but still lacking in some sense the luxuries that wealth could afford, Carnegie wrote himself a memo. During his lifetime, it could never be shared, and it was only after his death, when his wife donated it to the New York Public Library, that it became public. The memo detailed Carnegie's plans to retire at 35. At that point, he would aim to become a learned, sophisticated man, and by 40, his mind flush with all the literary knowledge he had since then consumed. He'd move in his newly cosmopolitan life to London. He thought and devoted himself to the more serious matters. Maybe he'd run a newspaper, all the while putting his money to good use, helping those who were less fortunate. To continue much longer overwhelmed by business cares and with the most of my thoughts wholly upon the way to make more money in the shortest time must degrade me beyond hope of permanent recovery, he wrote. The pursuit of money, it seemed, wasn't all what it was cracked up to be. But early retirement never came. A few years later, Carnegie began turning iron into steel, which in turn led him to buy up the steel mills. In the late 1800s, he formed Carnegie Steel Company. In 1901, he sold it in behest of J.P. Morgan. Oh, that's interesting. To the U.S. Steel, you're an asshole for fucking giving me a notification there, netting him $226 million, an amount worth more than $7 billion today. Wow, that's a lot of money. It's a lot more than like $35 a month. Among Carnegie's partners in the steel business was Henry Clay Frick, whose acquaintance he made while Frick was honeymooning his wife in New York. Despite a 25-year difference in age, Jesus Christ, the two became fast friends. Frick, too, was an industrialist, but his main trade was coke. Not the white stuff, but what became of baking coal in a brick beehive oven, and which was a key component in the manufactures of steel. According to R.J. Gangawar, the editor of Carnegie's magazines, Frick adroitly took control of the coal fields of Connersville in the 1870s and expanded his control of mining and cooking operations until he became a millionaire by the age of 30. The finest metallurgical, man, I really got to learn more words, coke in the world was his to sell, and he sold it to Carnegie Steel, which eventually became a partner in that firm, as well as remaining the name King of Coke. At Carnegie Steel, Frick rose to become chief executive, all the while serving in a kind of Tom Hagen role to Don Andrew. But over time, after fortunes were made, many times over, the two had a falling out. Carnegie tried forcing Frick from the company, so Frick raised the price of his Coke. I feel like we're talking about drugs here. Carnegie balked and fired him. In turn, Frick tried kicking Carnegie's ass. Instead, he had to settle for good old-fashioned lawsuit. Said to be, at the time, at least the largest in American history, Frick won the lawsuit and pocketed $31 million. The two men would remain bitter enemies for the rest of their lives, excuse me, though they continued to be neighbors as Frick too. Called Point Breeze his home. From 1882 to 1905, he lived alongside his family in a 25-room mansion called the Clayton, which he purchased for $45,000. And he received visitors, among them the titans of industry, politicians, and other members of the upper crust. In fact, in 1902, as part of his executive committee looking to bring the president to Pittsburgh, Henry Clay Frick sent an invite to Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt accepted and soon traveled to the city, where he gave a speech at Schenley Park to a crowd of more than 750,000 people. Afterward, in lieu of returning to Washington, he departed for the Claytons, where he dined with the Fricks, such was the appeal of the Fricks home, and such was the allure of Point Breeze, residents walked its streets. When Frick died nearly 20 years later, he left much of his wealth to be used for the public good, including the home and that land that would become Frick Park, the largest municipal park in all of Pittsburgh. As the 20th century progressed, the robber barons who made their mark in Pittsburgh would leave for elsewhere, like New York City, and before long, the era of great wealth they'd brought to American life would decline. The mansions that for 100 years once stood in Point Breeze would be in many instances demolished. The streets would be built up and expanded. I looked at chat for 1 second. I see, oh, frick this. Now I lost where I'm at. It would be expanded as the neighborhoods around it, the East Liberty, Squirrel Hill, and Shadyside grew. But the legacy of achievement would forever remain in Point Breeze, and the decades after Frick and Carnegie were long gone, and the years when Judge William Wilkins' last name would be known only to historians, the people in Point Breeze would unknowingly walk in their image. In a city where the cost of living was, compared to the rest of the United States, relatively low, the neighborhood would remain, unlike much of Pittsburgh proper, affluent and aspirational. In Point Breeze, politicians, artists, and educators, scientists, doctors, and even lawyers, the best and the brightest, came to live. The Steel City would boom and bust as it so famously did throughout the second half of the 1900s. But in Point Breeze, a dependable upper middle class life known as the American dream was obtainable. And that was the world into which decades later one young boy was born. Okay. I'm starting to get a little sloppy on the reading. So when I see like big words, I get nervous and then I start stuttering and then I don't know what to do. You know? Did we need that chapter? I mean, no. Like, not really. I feel like it does like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get what Paul Cantor was really looking to achieve in telling us that, but there you go. Little history lesson. Since that one sucked, we'll do one more. Yeah. You guys are gonna say no. Am I doing all right though? Don't tell me what I want to hear. Scale 1 to 10. Scale 1 to 10. That's what I need. And don't fucking lie. Can't wait to go eat this Chinese food a little later. 7, 8. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. I can take that. I'm seeing 10s and 11s. And as much as I would like to take a 10, I can't because there's words that I can't pronounce. And also, I can't read perfectly. So it can't be a 10. I'll take I'll take a 7.5. We're leaning maybe into an 8, but I'll take a 7.5. We'll do one more though. And this one starts with the first word is Malcolm. So hopefully we get a little something here. Okay. Wake up. We're on chapter 2. Malcolm McCormick was born at 8:46 a.m. on January 19th, 1992. He was exactly 8 pounds, and from that day on, it seemed he was destined to become the center of attention. His mother, Karen, was a photographer. I don't know why I said Karen like that. Was a photographer by trade. One of her clients was University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. And when the hospital needed a face for one of its billboards, we need a cute kid, they said. Malcolm said his mother thought, well, I've got one right here. And that's how, at the age of 5, not even yet able to tie his own shoes, Malcolm McCormick, Trueberg face ended up on a billboard. He had a thermometer in his mouth, Karen said in an interview with Complex. All of his friends that were in preschool would see it because it was on the highway coming back from the airport. And they'd say, is Malcolm sick? The house he grew up in Point Breeze, there we go, was full of art and music. Karen's photography work kept her busy, and his dad, Mark, was an architect. He served on the city's art commission and ran his own firm, which was prominent in the redevelopment of many landmarks in and around Pittsburgh. But Mark was not a Pittsburgh native. In fact, he had grown up in Silver Lake, Ohio, an affiliate suburb of Akron. It looked like Akon. I don't know. I don't think there's a suburb named Akron. In the early 70s, he graduated from Miami University of Ohio with a dual degree in psychology and philosophy. After some years working as a carpenter in Denver, Colorado, he found his way back to the school and graduated with a master's degree in architecture. In 1979, in Denver, Mark quickly found employment when the firm Barker Rinker Seacat and Partners, figure that name out. In 1984, he became a partner, but it wasn't long before then he was on the move again. But this time to Pennsylvania. By then, he had met Karen, who had grown up in Pittsburgh, and in 1986, they were married. Karen's father was an engineer, her mother a homemaker, and she went to school in Massachusetts, Boston University, and Emerson College specifically, where she studied English and art history. Public records reveal that 2 years after getting married, with Mark working as the city architect of Pittsburgh, they bought a house in Point Breeze on Rosemary Road. Built in 1855, the 4-bedroom house was a shade under 2,500 square feet, not overly large, but perhaps just the right size, because not long afterward, in 1988, Karen gave birth. The family's first son, named Miller, perhaps for the maternal grandmother, Marcia, who was born Marcia Miller, before changing her last name to that of her first husband, William Ted Myers. The last name Karen appears to have taken and kept upon marrying Mark, and later Weiss for her second husband, Mickey Weiss. In the early 90s, the McCormicks were a prosperous bunch. Mark had by then left his city job and gone back into the private sector, buying out his previous employer, Oliver Design Group, when Malcolm arrived in 1992. One of Mark's big projects was redesigning the Heinz 15 Center, or 57 Center. And a historic, why do you say, wait, chat, hold on. Tell me if this is grammatically correct. It says an historic building. Would it not be a historic building? Or am I crazy? Your fucking horses don't stop. They keep going. It should be A. And before H? I thought and was only before. It should be A historic, right? And is correct. Hold on. What the fuck? Figure it out. It should be A historic. I thought and was before vowels. An object. An apple. Vowels and H. Really? First time chatter. I gotta trust it. I gotta trust the first time chat. Because that means they came out of lurking to tell me. Some H's get an because they're like half pronounced. Is the H a British thing? Interesting. Wow, he doesn't trust us. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's that every other chat is a different answer. Guys, it's basic English. All right, I had to fire you guys up. Make sure you're still here. It's midnight. Happy Wednesday. Not yet for me. I pre-fired it. An historic building formerly housing Gimbel's flagship department store. Rechristened under the corporate banner of German ketchup entrepreneur and one-time Point Breeze resident Henry J. Heinz. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yo, what's up with Point Breeze? They're just like popping people out that are just like hella relevant or what? For the most part, Malcolm, why didn't we talk about that? Why didn't we talk about like the guy that created like one of the world's most known ketchup brands came from Point Breeze? Why did we talk about these other fucking assholes? Way more interested in the guy that created sauce, ketchup. You know what I'm saying? This feels very relevant too. We were talking about this last night. For those of you that weren't here, go back and watch the VOD. Thank you. For the most part, Malcolm's childhood was idyllic. I'm going to try on that one. In 1998, the family moved a few blocks to a new house, which was larger, 5 bedrooms. Things were going well. A few years earlier, Mark had completed a big project. The redevelopment of the public library in Mount Lebanon, a Pittsburgh suburb. The work was significant. It involved stripping the library's original structure, built in 1965, to its bones. Then building it back up again, making it bigger, more than doubling it from the 13,000 square feet to 26,500 square feet and filling it with natural light. Ample space was dedicated for reading and individual study. We love the light, Cynthia Ritchie, the library's director, said. At the time, the building is spacious, but there are nooks for reading. I also like the pitched and beamed roof. This is nirvana for us. Another big design plus was rooms for computers, 62 of them, without sacrificing space for books and library stacks. In fact, now there was even more room for books. We still have books, Richie said. Libraries call them the cockroaches of civilization. You can't get rid of them. I don't think they will ever disappear. Upon its completion, the former commissioner of Mount Lebanon, Barbara Logan, said of Mark's firm, "You have won much-deserved recognition, and a standard of quality has been established for this community." The project netted Mark a Design Excellence Award from the Pittsburgh chapter of the American Institute of Architects. One more sip. Mark and Karen didn't necessarily push their children to be creative, but it wasn't a stretch that they would be. I'm a photographer and my husband's an architect, Karen told Complex. There's a lot of genetic disposition towards creativity. Karen and Mark were baby boomers, part of the post-hippie generation that defined so much of American life in the second half of the 20th century. Music, art, and culture, they were into it all. When the kids were young, they took them to jazz concerts in the park. At home, they hipped the boys to the music of their youth and anything else that caught their ears. My dad plays guitar, Malcolm said, and my mom always had music blasting in the house. All kinds of music, everything from Talking Heads to Lauryn Hill to Aretha Franklin, crazy stuff. So I was like instantly into music. Malcolm was particularly keen on the Beatles, whose album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, would over time become one of his favorites. Malcolm loved the band so much that he got 2 Beatles tattoos, John Lennon on his right forearm and the word Imagine on his right inner bicep. I love what the Beatles represent. Malcolm would say many years after the band's music had been seared into his memory. I loved all the shit when they started getting really weird. I kind of identify with them, not in massiveness, but in their journey. As for Lennon and that tattoo, he flat out believed the man from Liverpool was the second coming of the Messiah. He's Jesus, he said. John Lennon is my favorite. Then there was Dylan. His dad loved Bob Dylan so much that he brought their boys to see Dylan on his never-ending tour when Malcolm was still a child. The family tickets were general admission, but Malcolm was so entranced by the performance that he snuck down to the front row where he could take it all in. And back at the house, it wasn't uncommon to find Mark hanging out with the kids, guitar on his hip, singing and strumming one of Dylan's tunes. It all helped me see that you didn't need a whole lot of things to make an impact, Malcolm said. Sometimes you just need a guy and a guitar speaking his own truths. But it was more than Dylan and his truth that affected Malcolm. It was Dylan's voice. That nasal mid-range drone, whether he was belting out his material or singing low and controlled, if Dylan's music was playing, you could tell it was him. Dylan's voice was as much as a part of his act as the guitar or the harmonica. Bob Dylan is someone who had a voice that was unlike anyone else's, Malcolm said. He wasn't hitting the wildest falsetto runs. He just put his soul into it. Years later, Malcolm would seek to emulate this. When I sing, it's a very vulnerable state, he said, very raw. It's me not worrying about where I fall on the spectrum of good singing and more like how my voice is my instrument. But that was yet to come. Still a kid, Malcolm exuded a natural charisma. In home videos and photos, friends aren't just embraced, they're hugged as if life depends on it. Many people who knew Malcolm as a child say that he radiated happiness. Take one particular video where he raps the lyrics to the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight. I've seen that video. He delivers the lyrics. I think I've seen that video. He delivers the lyrics with a wry smile, his eyes wide and teeth big, hair falling just above his ears. In her interview with Complex, Karen recalled Malcolm had always been magnetic, relishing any opportunity to put on a show. Dylan Reynolds met Malcolm when he was 5 at a Little League game. Malcolm's face was painted like Spider-Man, and he was surrounded by other kids. Even then, he was the center of attention. The pair became best friends and were soon sleeping over at each other's houses regularly. In an article for netspittsburgh.com, Reynolds remembered a particular moment back when they played youth football together. Our coach told us that on defense, we should all try to touch the ball carrier. This was supposed to teach us how to be involved in a play and follow through until the play was over. Malcolm, who was the littlest guy on the field, took this literally and would often be the last one to jump on the dog pile, to which the announcer would say, "Mac attack." He always wanted to be involved in the action. He hated to be left out. It's very funny, too, because I'm going to be honest. I was really, we talked about this. I was really small growing up, and I definitely, like, when I first started playing football, all the kids were a lot bigger than me, and I was always so scared to get trapped under there because I was so small. That's really cool that like he kind of had a similar experience. Mac Attack, that's funny. Other friends who played youth sports remembered him spending more time messing around than actually playing the games. I used to put rocks in my pockets when I played baseball. For Malcolm, the real action wasn't on the field, it was off of it. You have those guys in the dugout that are making everyone laugh and are always grabbing people's attention, people taking people's attention away from the game, said Ben Cohen, who played with Malcolm in a baseball league in a nearby Squirrel Hill, the neighborhood famous for being the home of Mr. Rogers. He was a good athlete, but a better entertainer. Malcolm was interested in music as soon as he was old enough to recognize it. He was always dancing around the house. If it had a beat, he'd move to it. Then, around the age of 5 or 6 years old, things got turned up a notch. It was the holiday season, and he really wasn't looking forward to another pair of socks. He told his parents that he wanted to make music, like for real. So that year, on one of the Hanukkah 8 nights, he unwrapped a gift and found something life-altering staring back at him, a brand new keyboard. I hooked that thing up and never stopped playing it, he said. Next came piano lessons. Malcolm took to it. Still, he had to add his own twist. At piano recitals, I would never play Beethoven or Mozart. I would play my own shit, he said, which wasn't as good as Beethoven or Mozart, but you have to respect the effort. Then there was that bellwether of every child's upbringing, religion. Mom was Jewish and dad was Catholic. For Malcolm, like many kids of interfaith marriages, this complicated things. His sense of identity was in flux and was shaped by the world around him. Early on, he attended Catholic schools. First, it was elementary at St. Peter and Paul. Bro, what the fuck, dude? I got thrown into Catholic school. I got kicked out very fast as they did not accept people with ADHD. They did not allow that. They would like deny the fact that I had ADHD. So they would put me in, when I would have my moments, they would put me in a corner in a dark room. I'm not even fucking around. I honestly forgot about a lot of this shit. Trauma. And I remember I told my mom one time, and she came no, it wasn't. I don't think I told my mom. I think I got in trouble. My mom came to school and saw where they had me, and she was like, "Oh, fuck no, and she took me out." So, but I was getting called. My mom was getting called almost every day. She can attest to this too. I don't remember what the school was called. Oh, I do. It was called St. Elizabeth's. Damn, fucking crazy. All right, lock back in. After that, middle school at St. Betty, I don't know if it's Betty or Bede or Bede, where the philosophy espoused it's that each child is a unique human being endowed by God with special gifts, and where learnings are peppered with Roman Catholic influences with a focus on faith, family, community, love, and services. The goal in the end was to model Christ-like behaviors through actions and words. But Malcolm also went to Hebrew school. At 13, he had this bat mitzvah at Rodif Shalom, and historic synagogue. I know that word, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it on paper. It's happening again. An historic. What the fuck? Like, who's a historic synagogue with the distinguished privilege of being the oldest Jewish congregation in Western Pennsylvania. And he spent many summers at the Emma Kaufman Camp, a Jewish sleepaway camp near Morgantown, West Virginia, where at night he slept in a dorm and during the day he engaged in summery activities, barn fires and sing-alongs, swimming, water skiing, canoeing, horseback riding, and arts and crafts. It was your typical summer jam. Malcolm made many close friends at the camp and was influenced by his outings, daily trips where the kids boarded a yellow school bus, then traveled to places like Cincinnati and Washington, D.C. It was a way to break up the monotony of the days spent in the great outdoors. But it's also provided an opportunity for Malcolm to entertain his pals. Like in a video taken when Malcolm was a teenager where he sits on the bus with his friends, dressed in togas, their fitted caps twisted backwards. The scene has all gravitas, jar dirt, of a frat house. This has got to be bullshit, right? This has got to be fucking bullshit. The Toga Squad 5 homie, Malcolm shouts. And the kids start shouting back, Toga, Toga, Toga. Then he quiets them down. Do the beat. Sitting across from Malcolm, a kid begins beatboxing. Like a comic version of 8 Mile, Malcolm smiles, his braces tight against his big white teeth. He pushes his medium-length hair back, fixes the blue toga resting against his white tank top. His eyes wide, he jumps in, on the bus sitting here in a toga. The rhyme is otherwise inoffensive, just a kid saying things to impress his friends on a hot summer day. It is hardly the stuff from which deep meaning could be extracted. Through the lyric, I spit a few lines and they act like it's a crime. Suggests something unspoken at play. Malcolm attended the Emma Kaufman camp until he was 15 on weekends. He'd perform at the camp's Shabbat talent shows. The camp's Shabbat talent shows. People say he got his start at a Shabbat concert. Sam Bloom, a former camp director, told the Jewish Chronicle, if it wasn't, it was darn close to where it began. He did more than rap at these concerts. Jeremy Goldman, another former camp director, told the Chronicle that he remembered telling Malcolm his favorite song was Send Me On My Way by Rusted Root. And when Saturday night came around, sure enough, there was Malcolm with his guitar, belting out the song. At 13 years old, he was cooler than anyone I had ever met, and I was 31 at the time, Goldman said. Whenever it was his turn to do his act, he brought the house down. But Malcolm never made much of a real fuss about Judaism or Christianity. On a song titled SDS, released in 2013, he rapped that he was a Jewish Buddhist trying to consume the views of Christianity. Damn, that's cool. More than just a clever boast, it seemed to be a summary of his spiritual life. Judaism, which he would later mine for both comedic and creative effect, was just another footnote in the countless things that made him who he was. Fans seized on his Judaism, though. In an early interview, when he told people they were calling him the greatest Jewish rapper of all time, he chuckled, I'm Jewish, that's how I was raised, I had a bat mitzvah, and said, I'm not a very religious person. So it's humorous to me when people do this big Jewish rapper thing. This is a world filled with so much variety of cultures. Every time something different is out, it's good, because then it's just like, oh, a Jewish rapper. I didn't think there could be a Jewish rapper, but there could be any kind of rapper. Religion has nothing to do with that. You see, people were billing him as a Jewish rapper when he was just a rapper who happened to be Jewish. Were they confused? Perhaps, but then Malcolm wore Judaism literally on his sleeve. On his upper left arm, he had a tattoo, the Jewish symbol of chai. In Judaism, the chai is made up of 2 letters, Chet and Ud? Chet and Yod? I know it, but I can't remember it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Together they are said to mean alive or living. The chai commemorates life. He got the tattoo for 2 reasons. He wanted it to remind him of who he was, a Jew, but also to remind one crucial thing, that in life, no moment was greater than any other to be alive, breathing. That was a beautiful thing. Life was something he hoped to never take for granted. I think we stop there. I think that was a good that was a good chapter. Yeah. That was pretty good. I feel like when I'm reading, it's very natural for me to kind of like story tell it in a way, which like I feel like you should do when you're reading a book such like this. But I guess like my enunciation on certain things, obviously the words that I fuck up, but like the way I kind of tell these stories, it's like it is really cool that I do want to do something like this. I do want to read maybe more on live. Like growing up, I remember so many times like it was so crazy kind of reading that chapter right there and talking about his childhood and going to summer camp. It just kind of made me start thinking, and then alongside reading the books, like when I was a kid, my mom would always read me like she wouldn't read me actually. She would just kind of like tell bedtime stories. And I feel like a lot of the ways that I'm like enunciating and kind of reading some of these moments off are very similar to the way she would to me. Alongside the fact that like I was involved in theater, and it's hard for me to not read stuff like this, especially when there's lines, as it's not like I'm telling a story. So I have fun with it. I do wish that I was a bit better reader. I think that I would be more keen to doing stuff like this if I was a bit better reader, but the only way I can get better is by doing it more. So I'm very down to do this though. The little bedtime stories. I feel like it's chill too. Sorry about the chair to ruin the vibe. It's very cool to see, like, I feel like it's one thing for me to say that like my life is somewhat relative to the experiences that Mac maybe had. I'm definitely more keen to understanding what maybe more of his thought process was on certain things. As far as his childhood, though, it's kind of difficult for me to say like it's very specific or relative to me, because as kids we're all kind of interested in the same things. It's very hard to kind of be any sort of different at that time. Like for the Spider-Man thing, like that's cool that it's getting mentioned. I do think about that stuff. I think every kid ever has worn Spider-Man or every maybe boy, for the most part, has worn Spider-Man face paint. But it is cool to kind of hear about his childhood. I've known nothing about it, and kind of just where like the relatives or the relatability of his parents, right? Saying like how they were both, very much creatives in the space. I grew up in a family that was very much entertainers. Mom was a dancer, choreographer. My dad was a dancer, actor, little DJ in there. My dad loved music. Like, we talk about this all the time. He would very much communicate his emotions, as much as I think every middle-aged man right now struggles with, is communicating emotions, and he very much communicated with music. So I definitely found a fixation in music at a young age because of that. Alongside like my mom being a dancer, it's like music goes hand in hand with that. So it's cool to learn more about that. His life had creative inspiration behind it too. Your voice is so calming, bro. Oh, I'm in a chill mood right now. Very much in a chill mood. I'm sure people fell asleep. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when I was reading it, like it felt like I was reading like a bedtime story, which is cool. Like I've always wanted to do like voice acting. It would be fun. I know I would have fun with it. I pride myself being rather good with like impressions. I'm not great at all of them, but I feel like I'm pretty good at them. You should read Princess Bride. Let's get through one book first. let's get through this. I don't know. I feel like this is like my thing I'm lacking with, right? And not to compare and contrast. I know you guys appreciate me going live and doing nothing, but I don't know if I do. I get really anxious, and I think like part of the reason why I get nervous with like Throne and stuff like that is in my mind there's more that I could be doing, and I look at people like Aiden's streams. He's dressing up and he's doing all these activities for you guys to be spending your money on to watch. And then also with Brandon, he's playing games and also creating an entertaining complex. And I feel like my issue is that I just get on here and I just fucking talk. And I feel like there could be more of a reward for you guys as viewers if you're investing into like watching me something. I don't know. This is something very simple, but I feel like it's something that I think I know you guys would like. So, trying something new. I get told to fucking do gaming streams. Like they've been asking me a million times. They're like, can you do it? Can we stream a gaming? And I'm like, I don't know. If I'm gonna spend my time with you guys and create my content for you guys, I don't see myself doing it with gaming, which is so fucking interesting. Because for a while, I'd say like a good like, I don't know, 10 years there, I wanted to be a gaming streamer. I wanted to be a professional gamer. But if we do these late night stuff, it could very much like spark like chill late night. I kind of want to bring Valorant back, like late night Valorant games. But the issue with that is that I want to play comp. I don't know. Me and Brian were talking about stuff. So I'm thinking maybe what will happen is every so often, I'm not saying they're going to be consistent in any way. Sorry for my European viewers, but I'm saying, every so often I might do a stream and then. You know how many times, I'm going to be honest, you know how many times I'm off stream, I go through a decompress, and then I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, I kind of want to get back on. Those types of nights. So we'll see. Every so often. I sent you a dono. All right, let me get you. If I missed anything else, I'm sorry. TTS is unmuted. We can stay on live for a little bit. I'm vibing right now. If you guys want to chill and chat for a little bit longer, we can chat. We've only been streaming for about an hour and a half, so.
Nico and Tix, I tipped $5. Hey Carter,
Hi.
I have a few questions before MSS. Is Aiden allergic to dogs?
I don't think so.
What do you do if a guest has a medic episode? And how would you handle a guest crying? I'm asking because I have POTS and you guys are the first celebrities I'm meeting ever WGAT.
I mean, dude, I've, a medic episode? Can I get a little bit more info, chat, on medic? All right, yes, we're chilling. Okay. Can I get a little bit more of an explanation on a medic episode? I don't really know what that means, but I have a feeling it has something to do with crying. Like if you bonk out, passing out and seizures and stuff, passing out. Oh, well, I don't have much experience meeting someone that passes out, but I will say that if someone passes out, there's definitely a few people on the team that are experienced in assisting and stuff like that, as well as safety tends to stick around the Decade show because of what we do. So I'm sure there would be some sort of support there for you. As far as crying goes, I have met people that have cried, and I definitely, whenever, no matter how I'm feeling, try to match people's energy. And I don't mean that I'm going to start crying with you, but I will be supportive, and I would never be overbearing or yeah. I don't know how else to explain that. Give you your space and your time. Let you handle it. We'll figure it out. I try to match energies. It's very hard sometimes. Now, if you meet me alongside other people, I cannot attest for them, as this very situation has happened, where I think it was Archer or I said Archer. It was Aiden and Jet, and they were kind of going on some crazy stuff, and one of the guests I saw in the back was just kind of like having a moment. So I kind of went out of my way to go be with them for a second, or at least I tried to. I really don't want this to sound fucking performative though. But I genuinely do that. Like, and I want people to know that, like, if they're nervous to meet me, you shouldn't be. Like, I'm a normal fucking person. And I definitely try to express that. Because I can only imagine, right? Like, I very much put myself in your shoes. And if I were to meet someone that I looked up to, how would I want them to treat me, kind of thing. It's kind of how I do it. I try to. You're scary though. I know, that's the hard part. Isn't that so interesting? I'm like scary, and then I like, if I get the moment, if I'm not like out, like if you go to the meet and greet, I think that's another thing people have misunderstood, because I've seen, let's talk about it. I've seen videos and I've seen comments saying he's really nice, and then I've seen comments he's an asshole. And honestly, I'm a bit of both. Here's why. Because when I'm in the meet and greet or I'm at the show, I'm nice. I'm off scaring mode. I'm in I don't want to say performing mode, but like I'm in my natural element. When I'm out in the zone and I'm sliding around, jumping in your face as I'm paid to do, sometimes if someone gets a little quick with me, I get a little quick back. Sometimes I just send it off without someone even being quick to me. So I'm sorry, but it's part of my job. Like, I am going to be a little rude and a bit more aggressive than I would be at the meet and greet. It'd be a bit interesting if people were walking into the meet and greet and like I'm standing there and then I like fly, like it wouldn't make sense. On top of the fact, if I'm like just like shit talk, like dude, it wouldn't make any sense. But it's funny because people get two different experiences. So I try though. I try. I've never seen anyone say you're an asshole. It definitely happened when I was really shutting down pictures, because there are people that go to the park, and not to their blame. I won't put this to their blame at all, because I've done it in my own world, where I will go to a place and say for them, I'm going to actually, don't use me as an example because most of the time I'm on it. But in this situation, people will go and they won't check anything. They'll just fucking show up and allow things to just happen. And a lot of the people that do know us online, when I say like similar in the concept of like, you know, our views are a bit down or our engagement is lower, it's because there is a large part of the world out there that doesn't engage with us the year round. Now, especially when Halloween comes around and we're getting videos that have like, I don't know, 2 to 5 million likes, it really kind of like opens up this world to the general public. And people, yo, come in. I can come in? Yeah. Oh, it's locked. Fuck. And to the general public, people, I'm gonna keep talking so I don't lose track. To the general public, people will come in and they won't check like the itinerary. They'll check maybe like the wait times for the roller coaster or something, but they won't like look at the schedule. So people will run into the park thinking that they can just walk up to me as a normal individual and ask me for a photo without knowing that there's a meet and greet going on. What do you got?
Horses don't stop. They keep going, bro.
Dude, oh shit. I fuck with that.
Fire, right?
That's a fire placement.
I know.
That's tippable as fuck. Dude, the nerve that I've had to like get something there, that's fire, dude. All right, you've inspired me. That's fire. I don't want to copy you, but I did tell you I wanted to do what we talked about on that arm.
Yeah, you should do that.
And then, but I totally forgot that you had this there. I want a spider going down.
You should.
Damn, dude. That looks good.
Bang.
Yeah, it looks fucking sick. They're coming together.
The only
You're about to go fucking nuts on that.
It's gonna be nuked in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm back in it, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It always takes.
So like, can we fucking?
Because dude, it's so weird with my anxiety now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like I just overthink.
Yeah.
Not what I'm getting tattooed, just the pain of it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I'm like, dude, I did this.
How
Like,
was
nothing
this?
will hurt. This didn't hurt really at all.
Really?
Yeah, it was super calm.
Yeah, but
this
this-
hurt. This hurt more than this.
I can see that. This and this is the worst.
Oh yeah, stomach,
Unbelievable.
stomach, dude. They're fucking pushing down, stretching this shit
Yeah.
out, and
Yeah.
like applying hella pressure.
Yeah.
You end the tattoo nauseous, stomach ache,
Oh, God.
and then it's like,
Just
but it's
cook it.
worth it because you see it after.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, dude.
Just cook it.
Ah, bro.
Yeah, no, I need to get his info because I need to do.
I'll put us all in a group chat.
Yeah, I need to do
and
this.
and then we could just be like,
I
yo,
wanna-
pull up.
I'm
We all want to
thinking-
get something.
I think I'm gonna like if he can do a tap out for me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he still does them, but he was doing like $500 tap outs.
Well, yeah, we can figure it out.
But
But,
that's a really good fucking deal.
yeah,
Dude.
it looks good.
He's touching
It
up
didn't.
something
It didn't
right
take
now.
too long, did it? Oh, he's touching aliens up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For no, dude, this one was quick as fuck.
yeah. It looks good though.
Thanks, bro.
What's a tap out? You basically go until you're like, I can't fucking do it anymore. Yeah, sleeve is loading. The problem with the sleeve loading is that like I'm at the point where I'm like, there's a lot of things like I'm seeing there's certain designs of things that I'm seeing that I know would be relative to something in my life, but I'm also seeing shit that's like, wait, that's fucking sick. It's cool. So, I'm back on. I definitely went back on my word, and I'm a bit ashamed to admit it, but not. What is this guy, dude? I saw this guy on TikTok. He's like, what does he say? Oh, not proud of it. Man enough to say it. Not proud of it. Man enough to say it. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. I just like I don't like I said, it's not that I don't like this. It's that I'm weirded out that it's just this and I like want yeah. You know? It's my body. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm leaving you, but I've been with you guys for a while. Give me a second. Hold on. Dragging of feet. Bro, I'm wearing slippers. Slipping and slide. When the fuck did my light turn off? When did that happen? It's been off for a while? What the fuck? Interesting. I swear, was it not on the whole time? Fix the hat? We're done reading. Why do I have to put it backwards? What am I gonna put a fucking beanie on it? Ooh, actually, I'll do it all when I'm off stream. I just swap my laundry over. Do I want this? Do I want this light? What did I have it on this one? What's this one? Oh, it goes like purple. Okay, I'm down for purple. It's Aurora. Ooh. Blue. You want me to put it on green? I feel like it's gonna look weird with green. It's not purple, but it's like fluctuating through purple. Oh, there's green in there. There you go. How tall are you? All right, there's the argument. Like, I don't know. People want to say I'm 6'1". Some people say I'm 5'11". Some people say I'm 6 foot. Doctor says I'm 6 foot. That's what it is to me. But I remember, like, dude, I remember auditioning for Disney a couple times, and there was one time they measured me 6'1". There was one time they measured me 5'10" and a quarter. And then there was another time they measured me 5'11" 3/4. And then I asked, and I was like, I asked a couple people that have been working there. I was like, why does my height fluctuate so much? Because it's the same thing. It's the same machine every time. And they said that back then, at least, they would fluctuate your height depending on what they were looking at you for, which is cool, I think. Well, my dad said he's 6'1". I'm taller than my dad, but I don't think I'm 6'2". I think my dad just shrunk a little bit, so I think I'm like around 6'1". I don't know. Could be wrong. Are you seeing the apple jokes? Did you say I'm three apples tall? I'm not ignoring them, but just a little old joke. I saw 3 lemons tall. That was kind of funny. Can we hear more Disney lore? I don't know. It sucks because, like, dude, I have so much lore, and whenever I'm asked to, like, tell lore, can't. I don't know what to tell you. It kind of has to just get brought up. Two pineapples? You are 6'1", which is my dad's height. I'm 5'6", so like right near your shoulder. What's your favorite Spidey interaction? I'm waiting for the call. I'm waiting for someone to be in here and clip this shit. Or see it on their TikTok when you guys clip it. I'm technically still on the books. So, hopefully it doesn't... I like having that privilege. gets me cool things. There's a story of Spider-Man that I heard, and this kid he came and met him, and it was at the end of the meet and greet, and the manager for that area at the end of Spider-Man's set said, "Hey, there's I want you to meet my friend here," and so then Spider-Man had an interaction with him, and at the venue there was this yellow curb in front of Hollywoodland. There was this big brick wall, but there was this yellow. I wouldn't say it was a curb; it was like a ledge. And the kid was talking to Spider-Man all the different tricks and asking Spider-Man to climb the wall and shoot his webs. But Spider-Man couldn't do that because he's at Disneyland and he doesn't want to, create a ruckus. He wants to kind of fit into the norm here and feel like a normal kid. Or a man, actually. And he goes, well, can you at least do a backflip? And Spider-Man said, no, the safety of others. I want to make sure that everyone respects the rules of Disneyland. And he goes, well, fine, I'll do a backflip. And, long and behold, Spider-Man's squatting down, stay eye level, and kid climbs onto this ledge rather fast. And Spider-Man's sitting there like, what? Is he actually about to do it? And the mom's standing there. No one's doing anything. And Spider-Man's sitting there like, is this about to happen? And the kid's maybe like 6 years old, I'd say. I wanted to say 7, but you guys are going to meme that. He was maybe like 6, from what I know. And all of a sudden, the kid jumps back. Spider-Man reaches one arm out and grabs him, basically, catches him. And sets him back down, and the kid turns to him and he goes, oh my God, you are the real Spider-Man. It's a good one. It's a good one. Spider-Man said I tried telling you. Somewhere there's a few videos. There's definitely I think it's about a minute long video of Spider-Man's interactions. Why would you get in trouble for saying that, though? Well, because I am just a messenger of Spider-Man stories. I'm not actually Spider-Man. Spider-Man. It's a story I came across on the web. Maybe we'll have Spider-Man make an appearance on stream. Make a call. Can he do a backflip for us? Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Song reminds me of LA DJ days. Yeah, this is like house music. How long are you gonna be live? I need to sleep. I'll probably live for like another 10 more minutes. More SoundCloud music to share? I haven't. No, I don't think so. Maybe. I have been meaning to use more SoundCloud because I have to start building up this fucking USB. Doing my own. Honestly, no. I can't even like. I can't show you anything actually. Wait. Holy shit. A lot of music right now I'm low key trying to gatekeep. What song is this? Oh yeah, this one was crazy. The sounds in this song are nuts. Sharing is caring. It's just because I'm solidifying the music for show 1 right now, and I've definitely shown a lot of music from other shows, and I think I want to try to gatekeep this one a little bit. You're picking show music from SoundCloud? Yes and no. SoundCloud just has cool mixes. Are you getting tatted tonight? No, I'm not. Just, I think Aiden's just getting a little touch up on his. Can we get a taste of midsummer music? Let me see. It feels like maybe that. Maybe. Maybe. Oh man, I'm glad I played what I played. Again, I played a little sample. Oh my goodness. Bring me to Horizon. I thought this was the Decade Brigade. I thought they do like crazy shit. I don't want to. I mean, like, trust me. Like, I want to show more songs, but like, I feel like I will be honest. I'll be transparent as fuck. Yes. No. Most of these songs I've played on stream. At some point. I know I have. some point. Could have been a while ago. It could have been yesterday. You got to think about it. Like, I really love music. I love Lamp. And most of the time when I hear a song, the first idea that comes to my mind is, could this be in a show? Most of the time. It obviously depending on genre, but with obviously what you guys know my favorite music is, most of the time I hear a song and I go, how could I use this in a show? Would this be a cool song to slide to? What are the different like little sound cues? Like, and I just like weird shit. I'll give you another little sample, but like this one isn't really anything. Just kind of like a sound of it. Again, like just weird shit. I just try to find weird shit. And how it's gonna play. And I feel like you guys hearing it out of order or with not really like obviously any context or visual, it's like it's probably not gonna sound right, but I guarantee you it's gonna fucking look right. I pride myself in the music. I pride myself. I showed Jed a couple songs. He's like, dude, where do you find this shit? I'm like, you know what? I wish I could tell you, but I honestly don't know. Sometimes they just fall in my fucking lap. Oh, this song's fucking sick. There's another song. Not for the show. The song is fucking rad. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be fucking honest. So show 3 was a concept that we had kind of come up with like a little bit ago, honestly, and it was like kind of my baby after Tron. And then kind of discussing it with Hybrid as well, it was like, yeah, we really can make this work. And so then I really put a lot of thought into that show. But I'm going to be honest, like, I don't want to set the precedent for it at any point. I feel this way about every show that I'm involved in on. I felt unsatisfied when it was done. And so the idea came up for a show 1 opening, and an idea sparked in my mind of something very different. And shout out Gascan for like making my mind think like that. Sort of, kind of, like, it doesn't really like have much of a theme, I guess. It does. Yeah, it does. It does. It doesn't have like a relatable theme, right? Like go alongside like say Tron. Like a movie theme, I guess. And now this one is like, is bringing a feeling to me that, I don't know. I feel like this one's gonna be fucking rad. At least just for the music part of it. I think it's gonna be fucking cool. But again, I'll play this song. This song's pretty legit. I was thinking about using it. We're not. Like, if this one's done right, it might be my favorite show. It might be.
This was an inevitable outcome.
song's fucking hard. And like I'll say this, like when I hear music, right? Like you hear like ba-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun, and you're thinking like, I feel like most of the time choreography is like, how do I like send out a slide ba-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun? Like would it be on like the dun? Would it be on the ba-dun? Would you try to like combine it all? I tend to listen for like little sound samples that are like almost interrupting that stuff, like little switch ups in the music. If the music is like too, is rhythmatic a word? I don't know. If it's just a lot of but-un-tun, 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 and there's not really anything happening there, I don't really fall in love with the song. I like a but-un-tun, 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 but like a weird thing in there. So you'll hear something in here.
This was an inevitable outcome.
That. Like just like something different in there. Those are like my staples in how we should be going and attacking the choreography. It's like, how do we get to that? And that needs to be like this certain trick. And then whatever happens before or after that is like, it's pretty easy. But those moments to me are what make the song, right? You want to look at, I know some people are going to be like, you shouldn't share this shit. It's like, fuck that, dude. If you can replicate, I'm going to be ignorant as fuck. If you can replicate the things that we've worked on, by all fucking means. If you can, by all means. It's fucking hard, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. Directing and choreographing sliding shows is so intricate because it's like, it's not like normal dancing where you're really only doing 2-3 steps. Maybe you kind of go for a little jog somewhere upstage, but this one you're running 120 feet to set the timing up, to pair up with your other individual that's running from the opposite direction to make sure that you're doing the trick, maintaining it all in a safe manner and making that timing happen while all doing that straight for 15 minutes. It's fucking hard. So, anyways, that was me being ignorant. Like stuff like that, like the delay, like this is all filler. Like something big should have happened right there. And it should have been like a 2 trick. Oh, you could have made it 3, honestly. Wow, wow. And then center hit. No, just the 2, and then the 2 would land on it. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm almost acting like you guys don't exist. Do you guys exist? Anyways. What's like another song? What's another song? What was a song? Oh, there was a song. What was it? This one? No. is I'm a fucking perfectionist. Like, I need to make sure that, hypothetically, like, if a fucking, I don't know, Marvel, just because we'll say, like, they're not, like, obviously in the theme park space or whatever. If Marvel's, like, casting something, they're looking at something, and all my tricks are offbeat, or a lot of them are, they're gonna be like, all right, they're not, like, up to par. So, I don't know. That's just me. Like, I have to think about it like that. Like, if Disney, like, saw me at an audition or whatever, and I'm doing their choreography, and I'm late to every hit, they're not gonna cast me. So regardless of people noticing or not, at the end of the day, if fucking Fryboy goes and does a slide, 9 times out of 10, it's a fucking woo. So, again, I got very comfortable in that for a while. But I think within the last year or two, I've definitely been harder on myself about not getting too comfortable with that. But I don't know. We'll see. I might fuck it all up anyways. Not. All right. We gotta go. You guys gotta go. I gotta go. I'm hungry. I said I was gonna eat 4 hours ago. It's 1 a.m. Need to relax. Gonna mess around with the TV. Sign into all my apps. Good job. Didn't do that yet. That'll be fun. So, chat, good night. Get some good rest. Hope everyone had a good time. Like I said, we'll do the book a little bit more. Reading from the book, I should say. Not do the book, but the book concept. We're a study group. Yeah, I don't know. W late night stream. Might be more. Should be more. I mean, if Aiden could go live 4 times in one fucking day, I can do a live and then like a late night live too. I can get away with it, right? Right? I think it's cool, right? I think that's cool. Okay. Again, just to reiterate for the people that weren't here last time, I see you guys spamming good nights. I've seen some things online. Been getting some messages. I took them away for a while. I stopped saying them, made it a little bit more general. I'm aiming to just do them a little bit. I don't want people to feel not included. It's not what this community is about. So we will not support that type of content. I love you guys. To all the weirdos, just like me. Good night. Good night. I'll hit you with a couple, though. Courtney, good night. Claire, good night. Wicked, good night. Kawa Bear, good night. Oliver Tobio, good night. Adaya, good night. I don't know how many I'm at. How many am I at? 4 or 5? We'll do 5. I think I'm at 5. One more. Nick Land, Sweet Dreams. Nick Land? I think that's it. All right, chat. That's it. To all my regulars, to all the people that I've given good nights to before, I also wish you a good night. Do not feel excluded from that. Just try and give some other people some love. I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No post-credit scene tonight just because it's late as fuck, and I'm ready to get out of here and go make some food. So I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye. Not tomorrow. Maybe, but not tomorrow, probably. All right. Bye. Good night. Love you guys. Bye.